Like a time bomb, insecurity in Nigeria announced scary as killings and kidnapping cut across the 36 states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory, FCT. Beyond the hardship of the majority of Nigerians, the year 2024 is also brutal. This is because many citizens are ruthlessly and freely killed by terrorists and other non-state actors. During the second term of President Muhammadu Buhari, from 2019 to 2023, no less than 24,860 Nigerians lost their lives to non-state actors, while another 15,597 persons were abducted. In the year 2023 alone, over 8,119 people were killed in over 4,326 violent attacks recorded across Nigeria. Data from the Council on Foreign Relations (CFR) and National Security Tracker (NST) further shows that a total of 1,228 people were killed, while 844 were kidnapped in Nigeria between January 1 and April 30, 2023, representing a period of 4 months. Also, an average of 10 persons were reportedly killed and 7 were kidnapped daily in violent attacks reported within the first 4 months of 2023. A total of 407 persons were killed in the northwest, 389 in the north central, 128 in the northeast, 118 in the southeast, 106 in the south-south, and 80 in the southwest. This brings the total figure to 1,228 casualties.
All the indices of state failure are in place. There is an unprecedented level of impunity and a never-before-witnessed orgy of violence across the land, as witnessed even yesterday. Criminal gangs are holding swaths of the Nigerian territory, bombing state infrastructure, collecting taxes, kidnapping travelers for ransom, sacking whole villages, burning down police stations, dislodging soldiers from their military outposts, abducting school children, transforming some into child soldiers and others into sex slaves, carrying out mass executions, and sending periodic threats to the federal government. In the face of these brazen attacks that are equivalent to an open declaration of war, the government in place appears either utterly incapable or inexplicably unwilling to perform the primary duty of government, namely, to protect the lives and property of Nigerians. It is to such an extent that many Nigerians in exasperation now wonder if high-level agents of government are not actually complicit in this genocidal war against innocent Nigerians. Indeed, many are beginning to believe that there are treasonous persons within the governance structure who have resolved to destroy the Nigerian state in the...
A report from civil society organizations which reviewed the security situation between May 29, 2023 and January 26, 2024 showed that 2,423 Nigerians were killed, while 1,872 suffered kidnap. This period represents the time that President Bola Tinubu has been in office.
It's been 8 months since President Tinubu took his oath of office, and yet things have failed to improve. Our tracking shows that at least 2,423 people have been killed in mass atrocities-related incidents, and at least 1,872 persons were abducted since the beginning of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration until January 2024.
The conspiracy of the security agents and the financial institutions, we need to dismantle it. The money goes to the banks. The criminals go and collect it. And then you go there and say, can we find the person, the owner of this account? They will tell you it will take 30 days.
Before 2024, there used to be cases of banditry in northern parts of Nigeria, especially in Borno, Kaduna, Plateau, Benue, Zamfara, and Katsina states. As if the terrorists were on a break during the 2023 election, The attacks resumed with reinforcement after the polls. This has been extended to the Federal Capital Territory and southwestern states of Nigeria. The most recent incidents include the abduction and killing of 2 monarchs in Ekiti State in February 2024, the traditional rulers, the election of Esun Ekiti, Oba David Babatunde Ogunshakin, and the Olumojo of Imojo Ekiti, Oba Samuel Olushola, were killed by the gunmen, while the Alara of Ara Ikole, Oba Sunday Fatoba, escaped being killed during a terrorist attack along Okeakoko Irele Road.
In the fight against crime and criminalities, and in a bid to flush out criminal elements, especially kidnappers, out of Ekiti State, following the killing of 2 traditional rulers in the Cote axis, and the abduction of 5 school children, including 3 teachers, on 29th of January 2024. A combined team of the police, Amotekun, local hunters, as well as OPC, embarked on a bush combing operation through Oke, Osun, Ikere, Igbo, Oka, to the thick forest around Iju Ikere boundary. During interrogation, Baboga Alaji admitted he took part in the assassination of the 2 traditional rulers. He is currently giving credible information that could lead to the arrest of other gang members.
He called me when he reached Ajowa that he's coming and that he's hungry. I should prepare something for him. Then Ajowa to this place, I was now checking time that it's not supposed to take more than 1 hour. Getting to 1 hour, 1 hour plus 2 hours. I was calling his call.
No fewer than 15 persons have been reportedly kidnapped in the Federal Capital Territory FCT since the beginning of 2024. The victims were kidnapped in 2 major incidents that occurred in the first week of the new year, thus depicting rising cases of abduction in the nation's capital. This excludes the number of persons who have been victims of taxi robberies, more popular as one chance in the FCT. Barely 6 days into the new year, 7 persons, all members of the same family, were abducted by gunmen around Zuma 1 in the Buari Area Council of the territory. During the incident, 1 person, simply identified as Alhaji, was shot dead, while 2 policemen sustained injuries during a gun battle with the kidnappers. Over 200 violent attacks have been recorded across all 6 area councils of the Federal Capital Territory since President Bola Tinubu assumed office on May 29, 2023. These incidents have led to the death of no fewer than 87 residents of the FCT, while 176 were kidnapped within the period.
Village of Kwali Area Council, about 28 people were kidnapped. Also, sometime in December, we had another group of persons in Godoro that were kidnapped. When they asked for ransom, they couldn't bring. About 12 of them were killed and burnt here in Abuja and in Kuje Area Council. Just yesterday, at exactly 1 p.m. in the afternoon, 15 of them who were coming back from their farms were kidnapped.
It's a very sad situation. I don't even know how to start commenting because this is happening every day. I opened newspapers in this morning. Is that our traditional rulers are kidnapped and killed in Ekiti. This one is happening in Anambra. This one is happening all over the place. We can't continue this way.
Since the assumption of office of the Minister of the FCT, Nyesom Wike, on August 16, 2023, there's been a rise in violent attacks in the nation's capital, which he vowed to stop at an emergency security meeting with stakeholders. While calling for the prosecution of about 400 sponsors of terrorism claimed to have been arrested under the Buhari regime, the Nigerian government has been asked to take actionable steps to end the endemic insecurity, mitigate further attacks by kidnap syndicates and terrorist groups, and account for persons missing in these attacks. There is also increased call by Nigerians for the prosecution of those responsible for the misappropriation of the $460 million earmarked for the provision of CCTV cameras in the Federal Capital Territory, implementation of more decisive measures to promptly secure the release of all abducted victims, creation of a register of victims of abduction and other forms of mass atrocities, among other demands. More shameful is the regular announcement of rescue after huge amounts of money are paid to terrorists as ransom. Despite statements by the Nigerian police condemning the payment of ransom to kidnappers and categorizing it as a criminal act, Nigerians still wonder whether the security agencies are effective, as ransom payment are now on the increase.